Happy learning to all of you. Today we are going to start on learning with for the paper on financial management in CIMA management level. So this is known as the paper F2. Now in this paper there are key areas that was introduced in 2015. So we will be looking at all these important areas in the syllabus, and we will need to understand how the study process should work. So we will have a understanding on this entire area initially, and then we will start on lessons on one by one on each of these areas that we identify. So first of all, let us look at what is the syllabus is all about. Now when it comes to CIMA financial management paper, this is F2. It carries three major areas. So the three major areas are sources of long-term finance, which is carries with a weighting of 15%, and then with the financial reporting area, which carries a weighting of 60%. And then finally analysis of financial performance and position with a weightage of 25%. Now it is important for us to understand all these three areas are key and essential in getting through CIMA paper F2, because in 2010 syllabus, remember, only the last two syllabus areas were appearing along with some other areas. However, most of those areas have been integrated into these part B and C, which is for financial reporting and analysis of financial performance and position. And CIMA has introduced a new area on sources of long-term finance to financial management syllabus. So this was earlier appearing in the financial strategy. So if you are a student who has not been doing CIMA for a while, and probably since the beginning of the new syllabus, you may be finding that this area is a somewhat new area for you. But other than that, all the other areas that were appearing in the syllabus is still there. So now let us look at each of these areas and see what we have to learn under each of these categories. So when you look at sources of long-term finance, our long-term finance part will mainly evolve around two things. One is what are the sources of long-term finance that is available for business entities, and then how do you find your cost of capital. So these are key components in the financial management syllabus nowadays, so we need to be conversant with this. So we will be starting with these two areas initially and then moving with the rest of the areas. Then we are going to look at the second part of it, which comes under financial reporting. Now financial reporting involves a learning about accounting standards. Now you would have learned many accounting standards under F1, which is for financial operations. However, having said that, there are certain amount of learnings that needs to be done, and more advanced accounting standards and more advanced applications of certain accounting standards are dealt here. So for example, you will deal with financial instruments with IAS 32, 39 and IFRS 7 here, and IAS 17 leases. More advanced applications will be dealt with. Then provisions, contingent liabilities and contingent assets will be discussed, and we are going to discuss also on deferred taxation in detail, and IFRS 2 share-based payments will be learnt here, and also IAS 18 revenue recognition measurement techniques. Again, we are going to recap and look at what are the advanced techniques that is available for revenue recognition. Then financial reporting also involves about learning on simple groups and advanced groups. So simple groups involve how the simple relationship of a parent and subsidiary would exist, and we also would learn how to account for associates and joint arrangements. Now associates and joint arrangements will be accounted using accounting standards, so do the other subsidiary accounting. We also need to learn in this syllabus under financial reporting what are the advanced group complications that could arise. Now, for example, your changes in group structures is one such area. And then how do you have an indirect control of subsidiary? That is where you say sub-subsidiaries and sub-associate concepts. And we also look at foreign subsidiaries. How do you translate the foreign subsidiaries accounting? And then you also need to learn how to prepare consolidated profit or loss and other comprehensive income and statements of changes in equity. We are also going to look at consolidated statements of cash flows as well. And then we will also look at disclosures and ethics part, which will come under related parties and how do you do the disclosures and what comprises of the related parties. Then we also need to learn about how to compute earnings per share under different scenarios. And then we also will look at what are the ethics that we should follow in financial reporting, which is an essential part for a qualified accountant. And then under part E, we will be looking at interpretation of accounts, which will look into mainly the analysis of financial performance and position of business entity. So altogether there are about 19 lessons that we need to cover for us to ensure that entirely we have covered all the chapters. So in these lessons you will find that some lessons may be extremely lengthier, while some lessons may be shorter. So we, depending on the time availability and the resources available, I will ensure that this entire 90 lessons is covered so that you can get the maximum benefit by viewing these videos. So with that, I would conclude my introductory lesson today and hope to see you again on the next with the next lesson in the time to come.